Which work pants are best? It's a hard question to answer, and I know that my own needs as a mechanic are different than my needs are as an electrician. But one thing's for sure, if you work with your hands, you need your work pants to be durable, comfortable, and hopefully last you a damn long time. Welcome, I'm Carl Murawski. This is the channel that helps you look better, own better, and live better. For this video, I've assembled 7 of the most common pants that I see on the construction site to see which one will hold up to my torture tests. I want to thank Project Farm for inspiring this video. I love that channel, and I still think that he is the gold standard for product testing on YouTube. All right, let's meet the contenders. All of these pants are brand new, except for the Ben Davis, which I actually wore once in the shop. Other than that, they're pretty much brand new. They're all also 34 waist by 30-inch inseam. I'm fat and short, what can I say? Let's get into it. First up is the Iron Forge double knee pants from Patagonia. The waist measurement is 17 inches. They cost $89. The material is 12.9 ounce hemp blend. They weigh 1 pound, 12.4 ounces. They're made in Sri Lanka. Up next is the Truewerk T2 Men's Fit Work Pant. The waist measurement is 17 inches. They cost $79. They weigh 1 pound, 2.9 ounces. The material is a poly blend with some stretch. They're made in Bangladesh. Up next is the legendary Carhartt B01 Firm Duck Double Front Work Pants. The waist measurement is 16 inches. They cost $60. The Carhartts weigh 2 pounds, 0.2 ounces. The material is 12-ounce cotton duck canvas. The Carhartts are made in USA. Up next is the Ben Davis Original Ben's Pants. Waist measurement is 17 inches. The price is $50. The Ben Davis weighs 1 pound, 5 ounces. The material is 10.5-ounce poly cotton blend. The Ben Davis is made in Dominican Republic. The Duluth Trading Company Flex Fire Hose Double Knee Work Pants. The waist measurement is 17.5 inches. The price is $85. The Duluth weighs 1 pound, 9.7 ounces. The material is 8-ounce duck canvas with some stretch. The Duluth Trading Company pants are made in Indonesia. Up next is the 1620 Workwear Nyko 2.0 Utility Pants. The waist measurement is 17.25 inches. The price is $198. The 1620s weigh 1 pound, 15.4 ounces. The material is 14-ounce Nyko Cordura with some stretch. The 1620s are made in the USA. Up next is the Snickers Workwear Rough Work Canvas Plus Trousers. The waist measurement is 17.25 inches. The price is $138. The Snickers weigh 1 pound, 15.4 ounces. The material is Canvas Plus and Cordura. The Snickers are made in Vietnam. In this test, I try to pull the belt loops off with my engine hoist. And the Patagonias failed at 50.5 pounds. The Truewerk failed at 60.1 pounds. The Carhartts failed at 77.7 pounds. The Ben Davis failed at 66.6 pounds. There was a bit of an issue with the Duluth Trading Company pants since the belt loops didn't pull off the pants themselves. Instead, they ripped the material beneath it. They got a best attempt, though, at 40.4 pounds. Now, the 1620 Workwear pants did the same thing with the material giving way rather than the belt loops themselves, but they got a best of 52.2 pounds. The Snickers Workwear failed at 41.3 pounds. Now, Carhartt handily won the belt loop pull, followed by Ben Davis and Truewerk, and it looks like Duluth Trading and Snickers are at the bottom. Now, while I had my engine hoist out, I wanted to see how much force it would take to pull off those hammer loops. The 1620 Workwear pants failed at 54.4 pounds. The Carhartt B01s failed at 163.7 pounds. And the Duluth pants failed at 89.8 pounds. In first place for the hammer loop pull, we have Carhartt, followed by Duluth Trading, and then 1620 in third. Using the engine hoist again, I tried to pull the legs apart on each pair of pants. And the Patagonias failed at 93.5 pounds. The Truewerk T2 failed at 155.1 pounds. The Carhartts failed at 327.4 pounds. The Ben Davis pants failed at 175.7 pounds. The Duluth Trading pants failed at 173.1 pounds. The 1620 Workwear pants failed at 246.2 pounds. And the Snickers Workwear pants failed at 136.8 pounds. In first place by a pretty big margin is Carhartt, taking over 300 pounds to rip them apart, and it didn't even rip at the crotch, it ripped somewhere at the leg. Pretty amazing stuff. 1620 was in second, also ripping on the leg with a small little tear, and then at the bottom we have Patagonia and Snickers Workwear. We've all probably snagged a brand new pair of work pants on a nail at work. So this test was designed to measure puncture resistance by measuring the force it takes to send a number 2 Phillips bit through the material. And the Patagonia Workwear was punctured at 33 pounds, 12.3 ounces. And the Truewerk T2s were punctured at 27 pounds, 14.5 ounces. And the Carhartt BO1s were punctured at 45 pounds, 2.6 ounces. And the Ben Davis pants were punctured at 41 pounds, 6.9 ounces. And the Duluth pants were punctured at 28 pounds, 6.6 ounces. And the 1620s were punctured at 32 pounds, 12.1 ounces. The Snickers pants are made of 2 materials. The Canvas Plus gave up at 35 pounds, 1.3 ounces. And the Cordura was punctured at 53 pounds, 5.4 ounces. Now, placing in first, of course, we have Snickers Cordura, followed by Carhartt, and then Ben Davis. Duluth Trading and Truewerk are the thinnest pants that we have here, so that might be best for breathability, but it isn't best for puncture resistance. Some of these work pants have double knees, so let's see how much force it takes to puncture through those. The Patagonia's knees were punctured at 55 pounds, 10.9 ounces. The Carhartt double knees were punctured at 73 pounds, 11.2 ounces. The Duluth Trading double knees were punctured at 55 pounds, 13.9 ounces. The 1620 double knees were punctured at 51 pounds, 0.02 ounces. And the Snickers Workwear double knees were punctured at a crazy 94 pounds, 0.5 ounces. For the double knee test, no surprise here, Snickers takes the first place, followed by Carhartt, and at the bottom, surprisingly enough, we have 1620 Workwear. Now, measuring the abrasion resistance of material is kind of tricky, and I tried a few different techniques to measure this aspect, but the one that seemed to work best was a multi-tool with 60 grit sandpaper passing over the fabric for 10 seconds with no downward pressure from myself. Now, most of these fabrics fared very well, but the two that I was most impressed by was the 1620 Workwear and the Truewerk, which is interesting because they're so different. The 1620s are thick, very, very durable and heavy pants, whereas the T2 pants from Truewerk are actually very light. They're soft on the inside, and they're very, very fine gauge fabric, so it was amazing that they were so abrasion resistant. Now, the abrasion resistance was kind of hard to tell, and honestly it just fell into two camps. Truewerk and 1620 showed almost no abrasion, with all of the rest showing some. In my opinion, Patagonia showed the most. Up next is burn resistance. Now, none of these pants are FR rated, and to be honest, I just did this test because, well, I wanted to. But I think when you watch these things burn, it actually tells you a few very interesting things. Now, the Patagonias, being made of a cotton hemp blend, just burn like any natural material would. Now, the Truewerks tended to melt more than anything, and mostly this is because of their synthetic content, which works really well for stretch and abrasion resistance, but not so much for heat. Now, the Carhartt BO1s are 100% cotton, and they took a while to catch on fire. As a matter of fact, they didn't even burn up all the way. Now, this is probably just because of the thicker fabric. I wouldn't want to be caught in them if they were on fire, but still, I think when it comes to burn resistance, there's a reason that you see these sticking around so long. Now, the Ben Davis pants, being a blend between synthetic and natural materials, did a sort of middle ground between burning and melting. Now, the Duluth pants seem to burn up very quickly, and this is probably just because they're a thinner material, but after about a minute, there really wasn't much left to these pants. Now, the Carhartt and the 1620 pants took the longest to catch on fire, which makes sense because they are the thickest fabric, but the 1620 is also Cordura Stretch Nyco fabric, which meets NFPA 1975 no melt, no drip thermal properties. So that basically means that as it burns, it almost burns up like paper, where it becomes rigid and then sort of just blows away. And unfortunately, I didn't hit the record button in time for the Snickers Workwear, but they pretty much melted into a nasty, sticky puddle. Now, looking at the results, it's pretty clear that the Carhartt was the strongest of the bunch, taking the most pressure to pull apart. The Snickers with its Cordura seemed to be the most puncture resistant. And of course, fire resistance goes to the 1620, but this only tells part of the story. Because where you're working, the climate, the type of job you're doing, what you like as far as, your own preferences in your pants. Do you like a lot of pockets? The 1620 has the most. Do you like a nice lightweight fabric? Well, the Truewerk is really nice and lightweight, and their T1 pants are supposed to be even lighter than these. So depending on who you are, the job you're doing, and what your own preferences are, this is just going to act as a good data point in helping you make your next purchase and hopefully buying a pair of pants that will last a long time. And also, I'm aware that there are plenty of other brands out there which I would love to have included in this, but the video would be like an hour long. So I'm talking about Wranglers, Riggs, Dickies, of course. There's a lot of other brands out there. If there are any that you would like to see compared in a future video, please let me know in the comments section below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.